like that was literally living proof that you can attract things in life. And then I see Zach saying after I come out of the show and I'm talking to him, I'm like, oh my god, like we got in, blah blah blah, and he was like, that's so cool. And then I told him like if he could follow me on social media, on like Twitter and stuff. And then I was like, I really want to be on your show one day. Like I'm dying, blah blah blah. And he was like, yeah, he's like, it's possible. Like I'll remember you. And then he followed me on Twitter, and I was like, I was so happy when he followed me. I was fangirling.
How sweet of him! Like my god, the fact that like he actually like acknowledged all of that. That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Hi, finally, my god. So how's your day been and stuff? Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
No, of course. I'm so glad you hit me up because actually I saw your YouTube videos and like I saw the whole GaryVee thing and I thought that was so cool. And I was
you did see my YouTube videos?
I saw, like you uploaded a few, like I saw your recent one with that guy, the one that what's it called? He like DM'd Lexi Pintera or something. I don't know how to say her name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so cool. I was like, wow.
Oh, cool.
But yeah.
I'm so happy you checked them out. I didn't think anyone was like actually watching them. I would just keep refreshing them and shit like that.
Yeah, no, I mean it's like it's the grind. It's like what Gary says. Like as long as you like love it, yeah. How do you say your name again? I'm sorry.
Devika.
Okay. I was like, am I saying it wrong?
No, it's cool. So, how'd you find about GaryVee?
Okay, so so my mom introduced me to this guy. His name is Joel Osteen. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's like this preacher guy on YouTube, basically. Mm-hmm. And like through his like the recommended section, I saw GaryVee, and I was like, oh, let me see his videos. So I watched his videos, and I think the first one I saw was actually Trash Talk with like the whole like garage thing. Yeah. So I got hooked on since then, and I was like, wow, I love GaryVee.
So it's pretty recent since you found him.
Yeah, like within like the past 6 months or so.
I see.
What about you? When did you start watching GaryVee?
I found him almost over a year ago. He was having a meeting with Jake Paul, and I was really into his content business-wise. So I knew Gary was an investor in his company. So when I watched his video, I was super fascinated. And then, you just keep rolling to the next one. And how on point he was with everything that's going on in the world. It was super cool and shit.
That's true. And then my mom, though, she's not a big fan of GaryVee at all.
Why?
Because, like, because actually that's the comment that I left on his post, and he actually replied to it. Yeah, because what he says about, like, I don't know if you like watch his videos where he says, like, when you start a job, like, and you're saying, oh my god, I hate this job, like, within the first month, like, you have to keep doing it until you actually like it, or like actually like give it a try. So that was kind of the situation with me in my college, because I'm majoring in animation, so because I got a scholarship for it. Mm-hmm. So I was like, why not? Yeah, I was like, why not? Let me like try this out. And like, I know it's not like my passion, but I like it, even though it's hard. So I was like, I gotta like suck it up and like do what GaryVee said and actually like put in work and see how that turns out. So yeah.
I see. So your mom didn't like him because he said like kind of give up the whole college thing?
Yeah, because he talked about like, he always talks about like about college, and like as long as if you like you can drop college and just go do something that if it's like a job, at least you're happy with it, but you don't make much. Obviously she didn't like that because she's kind of like old school. She's like, go to like college, go straight to university, like, get the degree, like.
It's fair. I feel like that's how most of the parents are, because then they just kind of want that security for us. And I did struggle a lot with it myself, because I went to college for a year and I wanted to drop out like on so many levels. Like I hated school. And college was like, I was forced to go. I was literally like bullied by my teachers and stuff. And my parents kind of weren't in the picture then, because my mom and my dad both were working. And so I never told them too much about it. But I knew like my teachers would tell me that I'm a loser and I have like no future and shit like that. Imagine like teachers. What? Yeah, it was super common because I wasn't even like a bad student. I was a super average student. But I wasn't like just super kind of sucky to them, you know what I'm saying? So I told my parents, I was like, like regardless of what I do, I mean, college is not even going to contribute 1% of what I'm trying to accomplish. And especially like the Indian education system is super different. So anyway, we had like a huge argument about it. I was crying, they were yelling, it was funny as hell.
I know. Oh
But
my God.
finally, what I did was I did attend for a year, and I showed them all my textbooks and I was doing like business. I was majoring in business, and how unrelatable it was to anything in real life. Like I had learned more reading books written by people who've actually accomplished a lot instead of like just reading college textbooks. And that one book, I think the first one was Rich Dad Poor Dad, which tells you so much about money. And I had like learned in that book took me 3 days to finish. And I had learned so much more in like 3 years because I also took accounting and stuff in high school. And then they saw the difference. And then I told them that.
How old are you again?
I'm 20.
Oh my God, you're young then. Oh, that's crazy. What? Oh my God.
So all this was super recent.
So like you convinced them to like just stop it?
I told them, I was like, I know I'm smart. I haven't just applied myself yet. And I told them that education is very, very important, but I want to like educate myself. And I wasn't a reader. I would never read books at all. But I started picking up on these business and financial books and started learning so much about money and money management. And like, started applying myself, trying to do things on social media and kind of gave them a game plan. And once that happened, they got a little convinced. And then we decided to kind of drop out and all that shit. Because I was like, this is like money down the drain. It's super funny.
Yeah, I know. Were you not on a scholarship or something? Or like were you just paying out of pocket?
Yeah, we were just paying. And it was actually like not even a super great college or something. It was a friend of my sister owns the college here. So I just told him that I would just give exams and I wasn't going to the college. I would just go to give the exams. And I had tutors kind of teaching me. But when we would go give the exam and I would be there with like these other students who are going throughout like every single day, I would be as clueless. They would be as clueless as I was. They knew nothing. Like they were just chilling in college and they didn't do anything. And the girl who was beside me, I was like, "Can I look at your paper?" And she's like, "Sure." And then I just copied her thing. It was super ridiculous.
Yeah, because you don't learn anything from it. Like, I mean, I'd rather like be doing something that's gonna I love or like I'm enjoying and actually like like what Gary does and like what he says. But yeah, that's crazy. Oh my God, I didn't know that. So are you doing this whole like podcast thing now?
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm trying to build like a social media whole thing. Like, he talks about building a personal brand and how you can leverage it in order to like work with people, work for people, and like just get like money and stuff. Again, like long term, not like short term, like quick cash. And I know how powerful social media is because I learned so much from it personally. And therefore, now we're trying to build a team of people everyone who's working on their personal brand and kind of leverage each other's audience to grow together. That's why like the podcast is called Building Community. It's like of people of like like-minded people like trying to do their thing. So that's what's up.
That's good. That's so cool. That's actually really like, and like the fact that you like it and you enjoy it and like you have like the drive for it is exactly like why it's gonna grow, which is a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. Like I hope so. Like it's been super funny. I was literally like, it's 4:30 for me right now, a.m. And
oh my God, I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, every day, like because everyone I'm speaking with has like over a 12-hour time difference. So to be able to adjust to the time, I'm like always my calls are around 2 a.m. or 3 or 4 and just stuff like that.
That's the grind. Oh my God, it's so funny. That's cool.
You tell me, like...
Okay, so right now, I'm supposed to be a senior in high school right now, but I graduated a year early. I submitted an application to this animation school here in LA, and then I actually got in, and it's like full tuition paid, and I was like... Because my mom is like the type of mom that's like, either you're going to become a doctor, or you're going to become a lawyer, or you're going to like go to like become a pharmacist or something, and I was like, no. So I did this thing because I love drawing, and I was like, why not? Let's just do animation. Like my main like dream and passion is basically it's acting. I do acting and I do like dancing and all that. So like and music is like that's like my main passion.
Yeah.
But like I'm doing like drawing because I enjoy it and I'm gonna like learn. And it's gonna be like a good just something good to have with me in the future, like as a backup or like, yeah. But I'm trying to put like my full force in like acting, and it's tough in LA. It's crazy. There's a lot of competition here. But
yeah, for sure. So are you going for like auditions or acting classes or something? Do you do all sorts of stuff?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to acting classes here in LA. I don't know if anyone knows, like if anyone watches this, Aaron Spicer, Aaron Spicer actually, he teaches like J Lo and like Will Smith and like all those like big people, and he's a really good like coach. Yeah, so I go to his teen classes, which is taught by another girl. Her name is Dina Freeman. Shout out Dina Freeman. Yeah, I'm signed to an agency, and I go on to like commercial auditions. I'm trying to get like TV auditions because like those are hard, but it's like really fun. Mm-hmm. But like commercial wise, it's really cool. Like you just go into an audition and it's like improv. So they're like, oh, like pretend like you're here, and like just like pretend you see like blah 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 fast food place or whatever, and then that's the fun part. But let me tell you this: when you go into a commercial audition, I'm not there's so many girls, like different race, like different hair color, like everything. Like it's all really based on like what the producers and like what the directors want, and like sometimes it's like it could be luck too. A little bit is luck, but like mostly it's just
they're going for a certain look, right?
Yeah, it's actually in LA. It's really based on looks here. It depends what they'll have like it's crazy. They'll have like a role, and like there'll be like a blonde girl, a brunette, like someone with curly hair. It's wild.
I see. You know, it's great that you're into acting and stuff. So social media is like so in tune with what you're trying to do. So like I saw that you had a YouTube channel, but then I didn't see that you had like a lot of vlogs or anything.
My YouTube channel, actually, this is actually really crazy. Back in 2008 or 2007, I actually I was like 7 years old, and I had like this Logitech webcam, and I would collect like these like toys, like stuffed animals, and I would like they're called webkins. So I would make videos where like I take a Webkinz toy and like review it or whatever, and I post so many videos. I have so many videos on private that I just like kept private because they're really embarrassing. But I actually I had so much fun doing it, and I actually that's where I kind of gained like my subscribers from. And then for a period of time, I just stopped uploading because like I grew out of the toys, and then now I recently started doing like gaming on Twitch. I don't know if you know what Twitch is.
Of course.
Yeah. You know, really? Okay, yeah. Around like 2016, I actually started streaming a video game on Twitch, and I was like obsessed with the game. So
Which one?
I had people telling me like, sorry, what?
Which one?
It's called H1Z1. I don't know if you know it.
I don't.
It's kind of really.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's a battle royale game. It's kind of like Fortnite, but it's kind of dead right now. Not gonna lie, it's like there's no players, but that's where I like gained my Twitch following off that game. I just like streamed it, and I'm like doing different things, and like going in with college and trying to get everything like situated and make time for everything is difficult, but it's possible. So
how long are you left with college? How many years?
This program I'm in right now I'm getting a bachelor's in 3D animation and VFX. So I have like 2 years left because it's a 3-year program. So I have 2 years left. And then I'm going to be honest with you. My mom is very like strict on like, you need a double major, like you need at least 2 majors. And I'm like, listen, like if I'm like, I really like, because she supports me like money wise because I'm only 18, so she says as long as you're in school, like I'll support you. So I was like, if I like hopefully like if I book like a job or like an acting gig or whatever, and like it's like a TV series or something, like will you like let me like do that and like put school on the side? And she was like all for it, and that's why I'm praying and like I'm trying my best to like succeed because like I want to do that. That's what I love, but. If not, I have 2 years left. I mean, not if not. I'm not gonna jinx myself. I have 2 years left, and then I'm gonna either transfer to like. I'm trying to go to UCLA just to get like find something that I like to major in as a like because a double major, but that's kind of just to make my mom like happy, but at the same time I'm still like I don't even know what I'm doing right now. Like I'm deciding. It's crazy. Trust me, I had like so many breakdowns.
It's okay, it's a difficult time. All of us are trying to grow up and try to figure out what we're doing, and our friends are like at super different places. So it's okay, like accept that it's a super transitioning time. See, it's good. Like something that your mom clarified was, if you can support yourself, you can do whatever you want, right? Until the time like she is like the one who's like giving you, you have to do what she says, and it's pretty fair. So it's okay, you have 2 years left, so you've got this time window where you can, why don't you like hustle on social media and try to build your personal brand. That even if you have like a couple thousand followers, that in turn will let you leverage auditions, like you can get through the doors, right?
That's so true. Oh my, yeah, that is so true, because the fact that you mentioned that, it's because like this one girl was telling me that do you know Riverdale, that TV show? I met this girl at a restaurant. She said she auditioned for Riverdale, and she's like, she has like a top acting agency and everything. But she said this one girl was like auditioning too, and the reason why they picked her, it was pretty obvious, is because she had like a huge Instagram following, and she was like this Instagram like model.
So the red one who has red hair, Jason's sister.
Sorry, Cheryl?
Yeah, Cheryl? Was that her?
I don't think it was her. I think it was. I don't remember. It was. I don't remember. Oh my god! It wasn't like a main role. It was like that. It was. Oh. She was part of the Southside Serpents. It was like a girl on that. I don't know what her name is. Not Vanessa Morgan. I think it was someone else.
Wait, was it Cheryl's girlfriend?
I don't know. But
okay, it's okay. Someone cool. We get the idea.
Yeah, but I actually, speaking of Riverdale, I was at this commercial audition, and this girl next to me, she was like, I was talking with her, and she was like, yeah, like, I came from New York, from the New York University, and I got a bachelor's in acting. And I was like, really? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, well, this is random, but like, I love Riverdale. And she was like, oh, I went to school with Camila Mendes, you know, the girl that plays Veronica. Yeah. And I was like, what? I'm like, how did she get the role on Riverdale? And she was like, oh, well, she was on her last year of her bachelor's in acting, and like she got the audition, she went and she booked it, and now she's like huge, and like she's on Riverdale. And I was like, wow, it's like, it's really about like the hustle and timing, honestly.
So like, that's what I'm saying. Like Gary always speaks about it. I believe you're so much into his content. Why a personal brand is so important. It can actually like just flow through anything. It's also like, you could say, another name for opportunity. So even what is the TV show's end goal, right? They want to make money, which means that they want a lot of viewers. And if you already come with a lot of viewers, guaranteed, you have a highly, like, you're more likely to book it than the other person.
So, yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's all about like if you're willing to put in the work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so achievable. Like, you're so in tune with your acting and stuff that you can do this too, right? It's like, if every day you commit to making one vlog and like just like just putting yourself out there, filming your documentary. You can say, like, my mom is making me go to college and I went for this audition and I didn't get the part, or like just sharing whatever's happening, right? So what that's going to do is, I'm trying to build an audience which is very different from yours. He's trying to build his audience which is very different from you and I. But then we come and collab together. So our audiences kind of merge. And it's a quicker way to grow than all of us just trying to hustle on our own. So that was kind of the idea.
Yeah.
So would you be like...
That's a good idea.
Right? So would you want to be down for it and like kind of commit to that? Like I know you have college and stuff, but... like just kind of creating content, like so see, we have 24 hours a day, and you can divide which hour is like that's being occupied through college, and even if you have like 1 to 2 hours throughout your day, you can like just make that one piece of content, and that's it.
Like a vlogs type of thing.
It could be anything, like just one long piece of content. Vlogs could be you going out and doing things, sharing. Or like something I'm trying to do is like, I don't really have like so much of a life to go outside every day. So I would like just switch on my camera and just share my perspective of what's going on. So one of my video was about just sharing that I had to DM almost 30 people to get one yes for my podcast, like getting rejected and ignored left and right. So that was my video. I was getting super pissed. So I was like, instead of like just thinking, like just share that shit, right? Like it's all content.
Yeah. We should have like a montage of like all the people that are saying no. That one yes.
Yeah, for sure.
That's actually that idea is actually so smart. That's actually really good. I'm gonna see, because the thing is with like my like throughout my day with like in the college and like having on, because my other I have 3 courses online, and I have like college and school, and like my schedule is like so like, I don't know if you ever had like, have you ever had night classes in college when you were in college?
No.
Oh my gosh. So what they do is like from like 9 to like 12 we have like that class, and then right after we have like a break, and then we have like 4 to 6, and then we have like 7 to 10, and it's so exhausting, and like I like that's why I haven't been like streaming on Twitch. I couldn't find it, like I could find the time for that, but like I'm putting all in like school.
So your animation thing requires so many classes?
Yeah, oh my god, yeah, especially because it's a bachelor's program. We have to take like film classes, like stuff that doesn't even like really doesn't matter, but like you have to take it because it's a bachelor's, that's one part I don't like about school. Like the system is so like, I think it's rigged here. It's like the system's messed up. But yeah, I'm gonna see like if you want to do something that's like, come up with something, like for me, I could try to like, I don't know, find something to do, or I'm not sure, but I'll definitely like support like any other videos you have or whatever you collab. Like I'll like send them to me, and like definitely like tweet them out, like support it, and like show it.
Yeah, but you know, like I want this not just for us. Like I want this for you. This whole thing is about adding value to us, and at the same time adding value to you. So so what I meant was like, if I'm making a video and I'm hustling on my own, and I have 2 people in my team, they are hustling on their own, they're working for me. And at the same time, both of us, when we are building audiences, we are working for you, because at the end of the day, everyone's going to come to you. And he needs it for his fitness thing to get clients. You would need to kind of open doors for you, right? So, and that thing wouldn't come unless you're making content. Like I might give you all the followers you need, but then they wouldn't really connect with who you are as a person. And therefore, it wouldn't be like like a conversion rate. For example, if you have 1,000 followers and they're hardcore vlog followers, if you have like a commercial or something coming out, they're going to watch that shit. But if you just have like normal followers who like just watching because like you wore a cool outfit and stuff, they wouldn't really care about taking the pain to watch a commercial or watch a TV show or like watch you in a movie or something,
Yeah, that's very true actually. Another thing, I don't know if like anyone's like talked to you about it on a podcast. So like, do you know, like for example, you know how like when YouTubers like full-time YouTubers, like they start making like music, like the rappers especially, and they start like posting content. Yeah, they start posting like on World Star, and then they're like known for being like they're known for being like a YouTube rapper. Like they're not gonna be known for like, oh, like Drake or like this or that, or like, because I know like Drake's known for being on Nickelodeon and stuff, but like, you know how like if you're a YouTuber and you start getting into music, you're like known as like that YouTuber, like you know what I'm talking about, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get it. Absolutely.
Yeah, so have like a basic main like a source of content. Like I post such random things, which I feel like that doesn't help on YouTube. Like I feel like people should really stick to like that one thing that they're good at and they enjoy. Like I went from like vlogs to like gaming to like all these random things, and I feel like
it doesn't matter. You know what, YouTube, so I know what you're talking about. YouTube says that there's going to be this one center point that everything kind of connects to, right? So instead of that center point being vlogs or gaming, that center point is you. It's like your personality. So irrespective whether you're gaming, whether you're vlogging, I come to see you. And I know what you're talking about. Like when YouTubers transition from music, they're never known as like musicians, but they're known for like YouTube people who like do music. But if you've watched Gary's, I bring up Gary because like he knows what he's doing. He's actually running a $200 million company with some media agency. So he knows what he's up to. So what I mean by that is like, if you see his interviews with T Grizzly and all these rappers who are coming up, he advises them to as well like start putting out content. Why? So I know it's what is personal brand? It's kind of respect. it's respect. Like, you have this number of audiences who are ready to listen to you. So even when you make music, all this, I'll tell you, like, the thing that you're bringing up, that people say that they're only YouTube musicians, is like just the, I wouldn't say people in the industry, but people who kind of don't really understand what YouTube is, to kind of diss on it. Right? Like, for example, people like real celebrities dissing on Instagram models or Instagram influencers. But the fact is that actually Instagram influencers are more influential than the celebrities. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
There was a time when people used to hate on Kim, they used to hate on Kylie, and like just people like that. But now they are so much more of a stronger personality than any of the celebrities combined. And no wonder, they've had such a huge impact. So, like, fuck the people who say that you're just a YouTuber, you're just an influencer. What you're trying to do is you're just putting yourself out there in the world. So, one advantage that would have is, if I've been consuming your content, and if you put out music, then your song is more meaningful to me just because I know you as a person than it just being like a banger. You know what I'm saying? Your song is more likely to hit if people connect with you. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, your song would generally would just have to be like a good song. And you don't know, like, I'm not saying it won't be a good song, but then the probability of that is not as likely as when people really, really know you. Like, you get, so what happens is, how YouTube works is, within the first 24 hours, if you're getting a lot of views, it starts promoting, right? So if you have a huge audience, not even like a huge, if you have like a decent audience, so as soon as you put out music and a lot of people rush to your music in the first 24 hours, YouTube will start promoting your music. Whereas if you just release your music out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that.
No, it's just a YouTube algorithm. So that's when people say that I'm posting my song at this time. Everyone, like, be ready, right? They could just be like, I've posted my song, now go watch it. They'd alert you. So as soon as you post it, as soon as people come, the more engagement your song gets, the more YouTube starts pushing it through its algorithm. That's just how YouTube works. Right?
I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
I've been like just really at it. So I mean, that is why
that's good.
You see people promoting it on Twitter, on like Facebook, and like just things like that. So it's by no means it's gonna be like, like you're just a YouTuber. Like, no one gives a shit. Like, you do you. As long as like you're winning, it's super cool. So that's what's up.
Actually, like, I've been because I do the acting and like I'm in college and all that. I was getting like really into like music, and I was trying to like learn. I'm still trying to like learning how to make beats and stuff on like programs, and like upload them on YouTube and see how that goes, and like learning instruments like piano and guitar, and like I even was taking singing lessons because I was so into it and I wanted to like get better, and like because I can't sing, like I'm terrible, but like when you put in the work and you put in like the practice, I like for sure like you get better, basically. And
for sure.
I wanted to do like, you know how like Shawn Mendes and like do you know? Oh, I remember I said you look like Alicia Cara. Do you know Alicia Cara?
Yeah, I do.
You kind of look like her.
Really? That's
you
so funny.
kind of look alike. Anyways, like she started posting covers on YouTube. I know like even Ariana Grande, when she started before, like while she was on Victorious, a little bit before. She was like posting covers on YouTube, so that's like something I really wanted to do, and I was like, I was very insecure before doing it, and then I'm like, dude, like who cares? Like, I'm not even. I was worried about like all my friends watching it, and I don't even talk to half the friends that I was friends with in high school. It's actually it's crazy.
Same, I could relate to that shit for so long. Yeah. Don't worry about it. That's why I'm saying YouTube is the best platform. Like, forget about all these people. Like, I don't know if you know the story. Like, Justin was discovered on YouTube. How that happened was he and his mom were like just posting music, and you just need that one person. That's why Gary says that don't worry about how many views you get. What if your one viewer is like Obama, right? So Justin's one viewer was Scooter Braun, and as soon as he like heard his music, he picked up on it. That was the same case with Ariana. Like, she was rejected by multiple people. Like, they didn't want to like take her record and stuff until Scooter discovered her, and he's like that she has a voice of an angel. She's gonna win, and then he picked her up, right? So
it was right after. I think I read about it. Like after she finished Nickelodeon, she was trying to get like signed to like a good like record label, and that's when Scooter took her too.
Right? So I mean, you know, one thing it took me a long time was just to get over like how I look. I had made so many videos, but I would never post them because I was like, you know, I look stupid. My face looks like the left
Aww.
side of my face looks stupid. And I had been trying to do YouTube for a year. Like last year, January, I decided I want to go all in, and I couldn't even try to put up a video. And then it was like just a lot of insecurity, right? Like how would people perceive me and shit like that. But then I came to the conclusion that I have so much to give as a person than how I just look. You know what I'm saying? And then whether I look super great, that's me. And whether I look like a piece of shit, that's also me, you know? So, like, let's just, as soon as you kind of get over that, it becomes so liberating to, like, just start pushing out videos. Because posting every day is a lot. Like, you're not feeling and looking the best every single day. So when you make that commitment, that would be have to like the first thing like you would want to get over. So, I mean, whatever you're saying, like literally everything you're trying to do, you can leverage an audience to do that. Whether it's fucking music or whether it's whatever. And what vlogs and content is going to do is going to make everything so meaningful. So even you like just trying to sing and failing at it is content. And so when you like succeed as a singer, people would be so fascinated. Like they would be able to relate to you. Maybe like a ton of people want to do music, but then they just suck. But the thing is that they suck right now, right?
Yeah.
If they put in the work and practice, they wouldn't suck later. So you just kind of documenting your process of trying to make it as an actor or trying to, you know, like just make music or learn something.
Yeah, that's what. Actually, you're right. I can actually. I'm in at my school we have like a music club, so it's once a week. So I think what I could do, like in my case, I should like within this week I should gather like every day if like I do something with like either it's like practicing piano or if it's like practicing like trying to do warm-ups, like singing warm-ups or going to the school or going to music club. I should like if I ever have like an audition, I should like gather them up and like within a week and make like at least like 10, it'll be like a 10-minute video and like show it to people. It's like a process, so people are like on the same boat as you and they look and they're like, that's actually a really good idea. Wow.
You know, it's true because
smart.
you might think that you are super busy, which is actually a great thing. Like the more busy you are, the more content you have. So even if so, how will it make you different? Why would people watch you playing a piano, right? When you're not the best at it in the world, is when you're doing your piano thing, you just share your perspective of what's going on in your head, like thinking like this is kind of difficult. I kind of suck, but I'm gonna nail it. You know, like just whatever's going through your mind. Like, so one thing's a fact that an average person has like 4,000 thoughts in a minute or some shit like that. No, wait. 4,000 thoughts like during something, all right? Like you just have like thousands of thoughts throughout the day. So you obviously have something that's going on in your mind. So instead of like just talking it to yourself and eating yourself up, like you just start like share that shit, right? So all of us have a phone. Like you could just like record your phone and like just start saying whatever the fuck. Like sitting outside an audition room and be like, I'm scared. I'm not sure if they're gonna pick me. Everyone outside is super beautiful and talented, and I don't know what I'm like, you know? But the thing is that people watching you might think you're so beautiful and they can't relate to that. You know, like, it's just like a whole thing.
I would watch that. I haven't seen anyone I really haven't seen that many people do that on YouTube because, like, I would, if I'm ever scared for an audition, I'll be like, oh, like, auditions, blah, 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 on YouTube, and I look it up, and I want to see, like, how the process is, and, like, I feel like when people, if they're, like, in the same, like, boat as you, and they're like, oh, like, I don't feel like I'm good enough, and, like, they see your video and like they see how you're struggling, they're like, okay, well that means I can do it too. And our generation now is like it's different than like how it was like 5 or even 10 years ago. Like now it's like it's all YouTube or Twitter or Facebook or like social media. It's crazy.
I feel like that's how the world always was. It's just now we are exposed to it. So now you see people doing what they're doing. Otherwise it was like just like you're in LA, I'm in India, like what the fuck we're talking. And it's just crazy, you know what I'm saying? So it's just how we just connected. So
you should have GaryVee, like you should like have him hire you or something, and just go to New York. Like, imagine how cool that would be. That's possible. I mean, one day you should like, depending on the timings. I mean, I've gone into his live streams on Instagram where like you can call his number and like I don't know if you've seen those videos where like it's like that one lucky number he answers, and it's like a girl or a guy, and he ends up like bringing them to New York, and like that could be you or me. It could be any of us watching. Or that's my cat. Oh my god,
it's
that's
all
how
right.
I learned.
She can be like part of the whole conversation.
Yeah, you just hear like meowing in the back. Like everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Do you think that too?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like I mean, I think everything does happen for a reason, and like it all depends on like how the way you approach things, how you think, like positive thinking, and like not being negative, and
Yeah, it's a fact. Like your thoughts become things. So if you like truly believe that you there's something that you can achieve. So what I believe is like if you set your why do we speak about vision boards and define what you want to do and like just be super specific about it, write your prayers and stuff like that, is because your mind starts registering that you will accomplish it. It becomes more closer and closer to you. So once you have that goal of yours to where you are right now, things start moving in that direction. Not automatically, but you definitely start getting the answers of what is it that you would want to do, right? So if you want to become an actor, so where you are right now, if you sit there and be like, I'm going to become like the greatest fucking actor the city has ever seen. And now what do I have to do to execute that, right? Like actually the best, which means that you would have to do something that most people won't. You've got to put in so much time that most people won't even think about doing it, right?
Yep.
And that's when you start moving from there. So of course I believe like things happen for a reason and shit.
Yeah. I mean, I started doing vision boards like about like a year ago, and then I mean I had a vision board, and I really wasn't like paying attention to it. So I was like, you know what, like I'll make a new one. I made a new one.
Yeah.
Like I put pictures. I don't have it here. I had it. It fell off the wall, but I put it back.
It fell off the wall.
But, I taped it. Yeah, it's so ghetto. But I put it up, and I had like I typed like oh, like I will be like, I will have this, I'll have that, like just being successful, and like going, like I was being very specific, because like that's what it says when you want to manifest things.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I actually like what did I put? Do you know who Zach Sang is?
Yeah, the guy who does the interviews and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so this is actually crazy.
Yeah.
About 6 months ago, like 7 months ago, I put on my like vision board, like one day, like I want to be on Zach Sang's show, and like I want to like meet him and like have him follow me on social media. So that was like part of my vision board, because I love his interviews. I love him. And then I went to, in like September-ish, or like I don't know, Ariana Grande had this like concert here in LA. I mean, I think it was all how I went to the concert. It was all like law of attraction and manifesting, because I woke up that day. I didn't even have tickets. Me and my friend, like, we didn't have anything. My friend hit me up like an hour before, like a few hours before the concert, and he was like, oh, you want to try to like go and try to get in, because we both couldn't buy tickets, because it was pretty expensive for us, to be honest. And I'm like, yeah, you know what, let's go. So we go to Walmart, and we like buy, like, because here in LA you have to have like clear bags because of like safety issues. We go to Walmart, we buy clear bags, and we don't even have tickets at this point. We're just like risking it all. And then we're like, the whole way we're like, okay, just like just manifest it, be like, we will get in tonight, we will like talk to blah blah blah. And we're like dreaming at this point. And then we get there, and it's crazy how everything works, because we were standing in front of the venue, and then we run into like all of Ariana's like dancers, her friends, and we're like talking with them, having like a really good time, and like telling them, hey, could you like help us get in, this and that. And we told like a bunch of them, and finally it was really random, because it was next to the hotel. So this one guy, he comes out, and he's from Manchester, which is crazy. He's like this guy visiting from Manchester, and he has his black shirt on, and he has jeans, and he's like drinking coffee. So he looks like one of the workers that were like in line. Yeah. And he had in order to get in, you needed like an American Express card. It was like some weird promo thing. And then he sees us, and then he goes back, and he comes back 3 hours later. We're still standing, trying to get into the concert before it started. So we're waiting, and then I see Zach Sang, and Zach Sang is like, I'm like, oh my god, hi, and I say hi to him, and we take a picture, and I'm like, please, like, I really want to come in, blah blah blah. And he was like, he's like, okay, like I'll see how like I vibe with it, and I was like, oh, I'm like, please just let us in.
How sweet,
then,
my God.
Yeah, I mean, he was so nice. He was so kind. We took a picture, and he's like, let me see, blah blah blah. Basically, they went in. No one came out to get us, and we're like, oh my God, we're like so heartbroken. But we're like, no, like we're gonna get in. And then the Manchester guy, who he comes back, and we go to the front where the security is, and he looks like he's a worker, like one of the workers, and he shows him the card, and like they believed him I don't know how they believed him. And me and my friend, we get in, and we're running to like the concert, like into the stage with it's like a small arena. And then my friend, he gets stuck different row, different section. I go to a different section. I'm trying to get to the front, and then we see Ariana. It was so fun. Like, that was literally living proof that you can attract things in life. And then I see Zach saying after I come out of the show, and I'm talking to him, I'm like, oh my God, like we got in, blah blah blah. And he was like, that's so cool. And then I told him like if he could follow me on social media, on like Twitter and stuff. And then I was like, I really want to be on your show one day. Like I'm dying, blah blah blah. And he was like, yeah, he's like, it's possible. Like I'll remember you. And then he followed me on Twitter, and I was like, I was so happy when he followed me. I was fangirling.
How sweet of him! Like, my God, the fact that like he actually like acknowledged all of that. That's so sweet.
Yeah, and it seems some people might think, oh my God, this girl's crazy, like she's a fangirl, but like no, it's literally like it's all. I think it's manifestation and attraction and like being like grateful for everything, and that like will bring you more. And like it's crazy because on my vision board I had his name, I had Zach Sang like from months ago, and I was like, oh my God, I can cross it off now. It was cool.
It is cool, like all this stuff definitely exists. It works. It's been proven time and time again, but it's just that like you wanted to go to the concert. It's just like you hanging a picture of the concert and making no real effort. You just think that someone's gonna drop on your lap the tickets. But then the fact like all of this works as long as you back it up with action. As long as you're taking action, and then there's this vision, like you're somehow heading in some kind of direction. So for sure, like it's super cool.
And like I've been sorry to cut you off.
No.
I've been like, because I love to dance, even though I suck at it. I used to be so scared of dancing in front of people, but because of high school, I started getting into dance. So I found out Brian and Scott, they're Ariana's two dancers and choreographers. They're really nice people. Like, shout out to them. They teach here in LA, like near my house, kind of. So I was like, you know what? Like, why not go to their classes and like talk to them? And I talked to Brian. He's Brian and Scott actually, and I told Brian one time I met him in an Urban Outfitters. It's a store here in like Los Angeles. It's like very popular like clothing store.
I know about Urban Outfitters.
You know? Okay, I'm making. Anyways, I talked to him, and I was like, I did the same. I basically told him I'm like, yo, Brian, like, because anyways. I'm not gonna. Oh my God, I'm going into so much detail. He had this clothing line with Ariana that released. So I met him there, and I was like, my goal is literally to like be like where Ariana is at, like in her level, and like you guys are like inspiring me so much, and like I was like starstruck because I was able to tell him these things, and like I thought it was really cool. I was like, and then he was saying how like it takes obviously a lot of work and effort, and in order to get there, like you've got to put in the work. So that's why I started. There you go. That's why I started taking dance classes with them, and I built like this really good like relationship with them, and I think it's so cool because I'm like, I never thought I'd be like, and I did like in my animation school, I did a couple of drawings for Brian, and he like posted on his social media, and I was like, oh my God, I'm like, what? And I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
It is, it's so amazing. Like, I get it. So like I'm getting like just a little confused about what would be like the end goal. Like, I know there's acting, dancing, and singing, but what would be like the end goal? Like, what is it that you want?
Really, so what I want is I want to succeed in, obviously I want to like finish school and like, get that done. But at the same time, I want to put in my like full force in like acting and singing and dancing. And like my main goal would be to succeed in like becoming a successful actress and singer and like dancing at the same time, because like I'm taking acting classes like every week, so I'm practicing that as my craft, and like it's really auditions is like it depends on like what you get, like it's really like the role and how you look, and but I'm like putting in a lot of work in that, and then for like acting and singing, it's been like I'm trying to like get better at that, but I really want to succeed in that and like start posting covers on YouTube for like singing, and then get better at like piano, guitar, and like my dream would be to like make it as like a singer, if you know, and you know, singer and actress and that. It seems kind of out there, but I think it's possible.
For sure, it's possible. Everything's possible, and that's a fact. It's just, do you have someone that you look up to who's kind of accomplished all of those things?
Yeah, like Ariana Grande.
She's done all three things? Singing and dancing and acting, right? Like, she was on the show and shit, right?
That's great. She started off doing musical theater on Broadway, and then she then she got Nickelodeon. She got that TV show Victorious, which really like helped her a lot, like with her career and everything. And then she was able to transition into music, and then obviously music is dancing because concerts you got to perform, put on like a thing, and as long as I really want to succeed in that, because that like those three things is what like really makes me happy, and like that's something I could see myself doing for like the rest of my life. I just enjoy it so much. So yeah, I really look up to her, and like other singers like you know, like Camila Cabello. Do you know her?
Yeah.
Her, like Alicia Cara, like a lot of singers. I look, especially Ariana Grande though. She's like the main one that I feel like is accomplished all three.
I see. So, you know, one thing that helped me when I was trying to figure out what is exactly what I'm trying to do in terms of business, like how much money I would want to make, and in terms of also like lifestyle, the kind of life I want to live, I started finding the exact people who were doing exactly what I wanted to do. And then started kind of reverse engineering their first steps from when they thought of what they wanted to become and everything that they did in between. So that kind of really helped me form my roadmap. Like, you still do it, like, be authentic to yourself, but kind of reverse engineer how they got started. Like, if you focus on their journey instead of where they are right now, I think that would, like, really help you, like, help give you a lot of direction, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because that's very true, because when I look back on, like, how like, Shawn Mendes or, like, Alicia, how they got started, like, they were just posting things, like, they were just posting videos on YouTube for fun, like, covers and, like, you know, guitar and all that. And when I look back, I'm like, because Shawn Mendes, he would talk about, he would play guitar for, like, 6 hours a day, to the point where his, like, fingers were, like almost bleeding, because he would, like, sit on YouTube and, like, learn how to do tutorials, and I feel like that was his journey, half of his journey at, like, the beginning, obviously, and then that's how he jump-started and got into his thing, but yeah, that definitely like makes me like realize I really want to put in more work into the whole singing part and dancing part, because that's really the main, like,
you know, like, also one thing that I always told myself, like, I thought that I do not really have so much to offer to the world, right? Like, I'm not into something super specific, but I always remember that hard work beats talent, right? So there are a ton of singers who are better than Shawn Mendes, but then they're not as successful as them. Or there's so many better dancers than Ariana or people, right? But then they never succeeded. Because it's also about the work that you put in, right? It's not just the talent. And also it's about smart work, right? So about Sean specifically, how he got a jump start was he was in Vines with Cameron Dallas and his whole crew, which were all like Viners and everything, right? Everyone loved Cameron. He was getting a huge social media following, and when they would have these compilations, they would kind of just include Sean while singing, and people would be like, "Oh my God, he's so cute. He has such a nice voice." But it was so much more meaningful than just his voice, because it was a whole little culture kind of around him, right? That therefore people connected with Sean. I don't know so much about the other people, but I know him because he specifically got his start from social media. So there will be a lot of people who try to upload their dance videos or singing videos and stuff throughout YouTube. So how you will kind of, you know, kind of be a pioneer and do something different that would attract more people. And once you have people, of course, you have audiences. But what is also like the next business side to it, it would be kind of networking. You don't know who lands up on your page, right? Or your followers kind of like get you through. So even if you're like doing your singing thing and you end up meeting someone from an acting industry and you tell them that I also want to act and I'm doing YouTube and I have all these followers, that would probably help you open a door in acting. And that just because acting is still an industry where you need a person, right? You don't need a person to help you as a singer. If your song goes viral, you're good. But for acting, if you're trying to book a show or like a movie or something, you need like a person to say that you're in, right?
Yeah. You need a really good it's like depends on your agency. Like there could be like small agencies, but like obviously like the bigger agencies, they know more directors, they know more like bigger producers, and then you get, you know, good auditions, or you just get like a spot on a
You know, like,
TV
what
show,
if you forget about the agency? Think about the director and everyone who's kind of involved in casting. If you figure out I don't know so much about it, but I do know that this works. It's kind of if you figure out whoever's into casting and like directors and stuff, and then you figure out everyone who he's friends with or everyone who works for him and try to build a relationship with him, you have a better chance of him finding you. You know what I'm saying? So for the whole dance thing, if you're trying to get into the dance thing, if you have these credible people who put you on, it's more meaningful than some agency kind of booking you, because an agency would again have like a lot of clients. You wouldn't just be the only person. So for you, if you were able to kind of build a personal relationship with them, that would be, because you said it's luck, right? So there's not like, I mean, it just depends on who you know, how you get there. So I feel like that would be kind of helpful. Right.
Yeah. So if I like, what would you think? So if I go and I find like certain casting directors and like producers or like whatever, and I like, what would be the best way to like approach them?
Honestly, one thing that I'm trying to do, I'm failing at it miserably, but I would call them on something just to give you an idea. You could do it your own way, right? I would call them on my podcast. So what happens is, for a random person, right? Like, for, I wouldn't say a nobody, but like, you know, like you, right? You're not a celebrity or something, so you're more likely to say yes, and you would feel like, you know, like I'm going on a podcast. That's so cool, right? I'm just with like a fellow, like, you know, girl or whatever. And if you try to call them on your podcast, what that does is, first of all, it's going to buy you time to build a relationship. They would come with an intention of getting to know you and you getting to know them, right? That is when you build your relationship. You ask them, you know, like, how can I add some kind of value? And then you guys become friends or whatever, right? So that's your one network right there. And then they would also want to tell their friends or their coworkers that I was on a podcast and stuff like that, right? Instead of, I don't know how you would maybe approach them, like cold call or like just cold email. I'm not sure if that would work. But if it's someone who's not super, like, I wouldn't say famous, but someone who's more low key, someone who's not very obvious, if you try to reach out to them and bring them value somehow, that could be you getting them on your podcast. You, like, just, you know, be like, I know you work in an acting place, so would you have some advice for my vlog? Would you want to share something with the audience, right? So if there's someone more low key, it's such a great idea, but it's just like, if you, because I reach to all these people and I'm getting ignored, but I know, like, I mean, I was like looking for the gym instructor and their chef, and I'm like, guys, would you want to come? Just to like reach that person instead of like just me reaching them directly, right? So it's like how you spread your wings. Like, first of all, you're gonna do a lot of hard work, and what that's going to do is, if you call them on your vlog or something like that, they would also land up on your channel and they would end up maybe watching some of your stuff because they would be curious about you. So in their brain, like, you are kind of registered, and the more you are doing that, the more like likely you are to kind of reach the person you want to reach.
Yeah, that seems really interesting, having like finding some people that I think that are like, that would be like beneficial for like them and like people to see on YouTube, like producers or directors, like, oh, like what are your tips on like casting for like actors going into like auditions? And that'd be really cool. Some might agree to like get on like a phone call or like an interview type thing and like post it on YouTube, and I feel like that would build a connection.
You know what that also does is like something I'm learning about content, why it's so important is then you're no more a stranger. If they're like, who is this random girl trying to reach out to me, that's kind of creepy, you immediately hand them off your YouTube channel, and once they go through your content, they kind of know like you're a real person and you're kind of legit. Whereas you're just like a nobody, they like, for like you to reach out to them, you're a stranger. They don't know you. So it's kind of sketchy as well. But if you have an online presence, even if that's like no followers, no views, you just like kind of putting your grind out there, that kind of shows them that you're about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be very beneficial for them if you have content. Because if you land up on a TV show or something, your viewers kind of translate there as well. It's just good for them. So I feel like it all comes down to like content building and stuff, like generally. You're more likely to meet more people.
Definitely. It does help a lot. That was good.
I mean, that's what we've been like.
Very like on point. Like you're very like on the grind. I give you props. Good job.
Thank you, man. I'm just trying to do this stuff. It's so crazy. Like I was on a podcast the other day. It lasted for 2 hours, and it started at 2:30 in the morning for me. So it finished at 4:30, right? Then I was editing it. And to edit it, it took me 4 hours. Like, I was up till 8 a.m. Oh my God.
What'd you edit on?
What?
Like, what do you edit? What
just
iMovie.
Did you edit on? Just iMovie. Okay. I used to have Premiere Pro and stuff. And I got that thing last year. And I just made like a few vlogs and I tried to edit them here and there and I never used it. And it would just keep deducting from my card. So I was like, might as well like just do iMovie. And, like do the whole thing. And it's been kind of cool. That's what's been up.
Yeah. They're fun to watch. I like them. Like, I definitely, when I have time, like, I watch like 20 minutes of, like, some videos, or, like, 5 or 10 minutes, but, like, I want to, like, sit down one day and especially, like, just watch, like, because it's interesting to see, like, what the other person has to say, what you have to say, and it's, like, it's, like, we're all helping each other. It's, like,
yeah, for sure. Like, thank you. So I was so like happy like you watched them. I did not think that anyone's watching them. It's so funny.
Because when you sent me a message, like because like I'm gonna be honest, like when I saw the message, your profile picture, like I couldn't really see who it was. I'm like, wait, is it like a spam account? Like what is this? So I clicked it. I clicked it, and then I think your bio said like podcast or something, and then I clicked the YouTube link and I saw it and I was like, oh, like she's really like. She's like, this is real. Like, this is actually a real person who's like, she has like the GaryVee like mentality, like the hustle, like the entrepreneur, like grind. And I was like, I'm like, why not do talk and help each other? And I think it's fun. As long as it's fun and we like it, I feel like it's really good to do.
Yeah, like even so, one thing I've observed is just making content. What it did for me, like I would learn so much about myself as a person. Because I'm just kind of like speaking out my thoughts. And once you kind of put yourself to doing that every day, you would also build up that work ethic that you really might need. That, like you could walk into the room and you could be like, I might not look the part, I might not be talented as hell, but what I can guarantee is I can work hard. I'm very like quick to adapt and I'm super passionate about it. And that's something they can't like buy, right? Looks like you could like just do makeup and invest some money and like actually like just start looking super. You already look like super good. But if they want a certain kind of look, it's all done, right? But you can't like buy fucking work ethic and being a good person and shit like that. So that's something that I trade on because I'm like, I don't look the part and all that shit, but I'm like, bitch, like I work harder than anyone, they know. And like just defeat people.
Exactly. Hard work does pay off. That's very true. But yeah, I'm definitely going to take your advice, and I think that'd be really cool to just show what I do in college, or like show what I do when I practice, and just like within like, because I'm just gonna like within the week I'll see what I can gather and then put it up in like in a video, and I think that'd be super fun. I think honestly people would enjoy watching it, and I will have fun editing it. Like I think it's cool.
Just put it out there, irrespective of who's watching or not. Like, just put it out there. I'm telling you, it is going to pay off in the long run. Like, everyone starts with, like, 0 views. And as soon as you stop caring about how cool it looks and just start documenting of whatever you're going through, It's definitely going to be like super interesting and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do the same. Like, I had a video, like skit type of YouTube videos back in like freshman year when I was in ninth grade, and I was so scared on like people's reactions, and I was so like worried like how I looked. I'm like, oh my god, no, I don't like how I look in this shot. So I put it on private. Like hours, I spent hours editing these videos, and I was too scared. So I privated them, but now I'm just like, I don't care. I really don't care. As long as I'm happy, I don't care what anyone thinks.
You know about this guy, Rice Gum?
Yeah.
So he started his whole YouTube thing when he was in high school, right? And he wasn't good. I wouldn't say he wasn't good. I always thought he was super funny. But he wasn't like super fancy back then, right? A few people from his high school found his video and they would play it in the cafeteria mad loud just to embarrass the fuck out of him. And he would
That's happened to me. Oh my god.
Right?
Go on.
Imagine he was so embarrassed and shit like that, but he never stopped. It just needed one video of his to hit. And it hit and his whole thing took off. And now where is he? Like, what cars is he driving? Where is he living? Where's all the people who made fun of him? Where are they? You know what I'm saying? So
That's true.
People who would take the time to like kind of put you down are already the biggest losers that you would ever come across.
You know, a teacher, actually in 10th grade, I'm not gonna call this person out or whatever, but this group, these like couple of kids, I uploaded like I think it was this like rap video me and my friend did for like a school project for history, and this girl like was like, oh my god, yeah, like, oh, she uploaded a video, like, you should watch it. And this teacher, oh my god, I dislike her so much. She went like during the middle of class, pulled up my YouTube video, and we had like, auto-tune and everything. It was like a project ever. She plays it through the speakers. I'm like so embarrassed at this point. I'm just like, because I was very like self-conscious of it, and like they're laughing and like you know, they're putting me down basically, and I should have just ignored it. But yeah, I mean, the people who put us down or anyone, like, screw them, honestly.
Yeah, they're just having a hard time with themselves. And imagine, like, if he would have stopped, what he would have missed out on. You know what I'm saying? A lot, right? So, that should be, like, always remember these incidents and remember that it's super, super fine. What you've got to do is, it's just going to be that one video that's just going to change the whole course of your career, whether it's singing, dancing, or acting. So just put out as much content as you can and like just rock. And start putting music on SoundCloud and stuff, right? Like, it just doesn't have to be vlogs. Like, just, I don't know if you made music or not, but start putting that stuff on SoundCloud.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm going to be honest, like GaryVee says, like, stop making excuses, and like not even long ago, like a few months ago, I'd make excuses like, oh, like, I'm not good enough to make beats, like, oh my god, beats is like, it's so hard trying to, like, if I want to learn it, or like, I can't do it because I have this, I have that, blah blah blah. But at this point, honestly, it's like there's no time for excuses, and either you like put in the work now and you enjoy it, or else like you regret it in like 20 years and you're like, wow, why didn't I do that back then?
Dude, really, like, no joke. And you know what, like, one thing that I learned was I was learning about the 1%ers. So 1%ers are basically the people who like earn more than $450,000. That means only 1% of the whole population in the world that earns that much money, more money than the 99% of people, right? So why are they in the 1%? Not because they have so much of money, but because they became the kind of people that could earn so much money. So as soon as you see something that the majority people are doing, or something an average person does, you should know that you would not be able to make it to the 1%. So what I mean is, everyone you talk to, everyone is insecure, right? So about something or the other, right? To like a big degree or a small degree, everyone you speak to is just struggling with their own thing, you know, self-doubt, discipline, hardworking, or just all sorts of things, right? If we like just kind of suck ourselves into that, we would just be an average person. But it takes a different kind of person to kind of step up from that, you know? So you've got to, if you want to become someone like Ariana Grande or bigger than her, you've got to like kind of give up shit like this. And
yeah,
that is what most of the people
100%.
won't do, and that's why they would never become her or even like near her or something like that.
100%. You're very right. That's facts. Definitely.
Right. So I'm just like always talking to myself and reminding myself, therefore I can tell stuff to you, that
Yeah.
just be in your own head, and the more content you pop out, the more chance it has of reaching to people.
Yeah. And I like the ideas you gave too. Like, it seems fun, and it seems like it's able to, like, you can connect with people and like relate. It's like that's what like music does and like TV, and like it really, you make connections with people and you relate to people. So it's like the same thing basically.
Yeah. But also, like you said, right? Like you came to my podcast, and imagine if I didn't have any of them up, and you would have been like, it's kind of shitty, right? But because I have some content up, you could relate to it. So if you would reach out to some guy and be like, would you want to give advice? So one thing I forgot to tell you. So I learned, like, when you want to do something for someone, right? When you want to work for someone, for example, you ask them for their advice, what they would do if they were in your position. So for example, if you were talking to a producer, right? So be like, like, I'm just trying to get your thoughts on if it were you 10 years ago or 13 years ago in my place, what would you have done that would have made you said yes today, right? And whatever they tell you, like, just do that shit, right?
Yeah, just
That's like the greatest fucking hack I learned. Like, instead of me just thinking what you want, I'll ask what you want, and I'll just do exactly what you want me to do, right? So once you have a lot of content, you can tell people that you coming to my vlog, then they would want to visit and see what you're about. If you have content up, they would be more likely to say yes. Whereas if you didn't have anything, or like super small stuff, that they couldn't really gather what you were about as a person and stuff.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, because if you didn't have anything, I honestly, like, I would have been like, who is this? Like, I don't even know if she's like, I wouldn't have known like what you are. But that's very true. Like, because like doing that is very helpful, and keep that in mind. I'll definitely keep that in mind.
Dude, just do your thing. Like, you've got this. Like, I'm not
you
even
got
joking.
this too. Like, it was like a week ago. You put like 5 days ago, 6 days ago. Like you're just like you're just on a grind. Like,
I'm trying.
Good for you. No, good for you. I'm definitely glad you're doing this.
Man, thank you. I really appreciate it. I really hope like you do, so we get to collab and like do all sorts of things and like just grow together. And
exactly, as a community, definitely. I appreciate it. I appreciate you like reaching out and like looking through Gary's comments and like finding us, because
Noura, thank you so much for saying yes.
No, of course. I had fun doing this, and like send me. I mean, I don't know how long it's gonna take you to like edit this or whatever, but definitely send me the link, and I
for sure
can't wait to watch this and like post it and stuff. It's gonna be so fun, and I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you updated on what I do, and definitely keep me updated if you have like any ideas or like anything with like other people. Just like let me know. I'm down. I've seen this is really cool.
Of course. Dude, you've got this. Just slide into as many DMs as you can and start hitting up people. Like, look at the producer. I'll tell you, look at the producer you want to work for, right? Look at everyone he's following.
Mm-hmm.
And see whoever's, like, don't, like talk to, I don't know, like, a friend or whatever, whoever he's kind of close with, has a relationship with, start DMing them one by one. Be like, hi, like, I fuck with you or something. Just see what they're about and, like, leave something meaningful. And be like, would you like to come on my vlog or my podcast or whatever? And you just need one yes for like things to like changes like on some other level.
It's like you get all the no's, but like that one yes, and you're set. Like you just have that foot into the door, basically.
It's true. So I just had this one question to ask you. So about LA, like, do you know like what the minimum wage is for like working at a restaurant, like a store or something?
I can actually search that for you right now. I think I don't know if they went up to 15, but let me check. Minimum wage. 2019. Okay. Okay, minimum wage in Los Angeles has scheduled. Okay, it went from $13.25 to $14.25. So it's going to take effect on July 1st. So starting July 1st, when minimum wage is $14.25.
I see. And what about like the rent on an average for a room? I saw it was like $2,000 and stuff.
Yeah, rent here is pretty expensive. It depends where in LA. I mean, in general, it's expensive, but like I'm in the valley, so like basically the valley is the valley, and then there's like Beverly Hills and like the west side. The west side obviously is way more expensive than the valley. So if you were to come here to LA, I suggest you get like a place in the valley, like an apartment, obviously, like rent something. But you're gonna, definitely. It's like areas like
I saw West Hollywood and places like that.
Yeah, no, West Hollywood is like the expensive. Like that's like way more expensive. You want to like search in the valley, like Northridge or Burbank. Burbank's really popular because there's a lot of students that go to my school, so there's a lot of like rents and apartments that are like kind of affordable. But a lot of people have roommates for that.
And what about like commute? How do you guys?
I mean, if you live here, traffic is terrible. It depends where you go in LA. So, I mean, really, if you have a bike and you don't really go places, you just have a bike. But you can. I mean, everyone does Uber here, so Uber is like very popular. But like for me, I have a car because I have to go from the valley to like a 30-minute drive to my school like every single day. So I have a car. But yeah, it depends where you go in LA.
I see, like the public transportation isn't as great and stuff, right?
Yeah, no, the bus, not really. It's not really safe to go on the bus here, but a lot of people do it. I mean, it's not that it's not safe, but I'd suggest you Uber or you like invest in like a cheap car that's gonna like get you from point A to B.
I see.
But yeah.
And is it like
I believe in you. By October, like 100%.
I mean, I'm so scared. I don't know anyone. I'm just trying to like kind of, I don't know. Really.
Hold on. My thing is gonna die. I don't want to have this hang up on you.
I don't know. I was just looking to kind of work for free for people I really admire and do a night shift at like Whole Foods or Burger King or some shit like that. Is it like easy to get a job and stuff?
I mean, yeah. If you have, it's not hard to get a job. Like all my friends here, they're like in high school, they get jobs like at fast food places or like Target or like Walmart. Honestly, if you ever come here, I can help you out. Like it's not hard. I mean it's hard transitioning and like adapting to here and stuff. But if you have a resume, like I'm sure you can like fix your resume and do that. And then
I don't have a resume. Like I just did like school and college. So
I mean, there's like.
Not like these places need a resume. Like, what would I need a resume for like a fast food place?
I mean, yeah, true for fast food. But like, if you wanted like Target, for example, you just put in like, you'd have to like. I'd suggest you do like a summary of like your school and like where you've been for school.
Yeah.
So they see like, oh, but no, it's not hard at all. Like a lot of people here, like I have my friends, they're like 17, 16, they get jobs here. So.
So I was thinking like in the job you would. Can you like manage rent as well with the job and stuff? Not really.
I mean with like phone bill and like renting obviously and like car like money for gas and money for like that stuff.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean if I would say try to save up as much as you can and see if like your parents could kind of help you if they were.
They can, but not a lot. Like like a few thousands of dollars. But for like a limited amount of time, like just like in the initial process of the whole thing. Could you give me like an example of like monthly expenses for like just living?
Okay, yeah, I mean monthly, like so if you're living by yourself, obviously your rent, and then your phone bill. Like if you, I mean you're one person, so maybe you might be spending like 60 to like maybe 100. It depends. It really depends on your like what your data and your usages.
Yeah.
For your laundry, I mean, if you live in an apartment, you just do your laundry there.
Yeah.
Food and stuff, I suggest, like, you can be really, like, you can save up with food. You can, like, go to the grocery store, spend a good amount, and, like, just eat right, and then save up the money you're working at the job.
Yeah.
Maybe Uber and, like, transportation, depending if you have to go to a lot of places. Like Burbank is really good because it's like there's walking distance to like many places, but yeah, like Uber and then clothes if you want to like buy clothes and stuff, and That's mainly it. It's just like the daily things you need to like survive with.
I see.
But
and the jobs are like for how many hours if you take up a job?
What?
The job, like an average job. Like I see people saying like they work 2 jobs or 3 jobs. Like how do they work so many jobs? Like what's the hour system?
I mean, for you're not a minor, but for minors, it's like it depends really, like how many hours they work. But for people like adults our age, I know you can do like a lot of people do like 2 to 3 jobs here. Like it depends how hard they want to like work, but it depends on your shifts and stuff. Like really, sometimes here they'll call you like, oh, come to this shift, like come blah blah blah. It depends on where you work, but as long as you know you can handle it. You might be working like 6 to like almost like 8 hours or 10 hours a day, depending on your job. But yeah, 2 to 3 is is the common here for people who are trying to like,
make it, survive.
Yeah, it's a hustle. I mean, it's a risk too. It's a huge risk.
I know.
But yeah.
But then there's also like so much opportunity and hope and everything. So you've got to like risk it to get the biscuit.
Yeah, I mean, if you meet a few people here in LA, like through your podcast, and you like meet people that like they're doing the same thing as like you're doing and I'm doing, and like the same mindset.
Yeah.
Like the fitness guy, like is he from LA or?
No, he's from California, but San Diego. But then he does like plan to move to LA or something in a while. So
oh my god! Sure. See, that's really cool. So that's something really cool about your podcast. You can make like friends, and you guys all can like everyone works with each other here in LA. So I feel like once you have like enough people, like enough friends that are like down with like what you're doing, definitely I think that would be the October seems like a really good time. Yeah.
So like, could you like just tell me? I'm sorry, I'm like just taking so much of your time,
but
you're all good. Could you tell me like some of the pros or cons about like just living and doing a thing here
in LA?
Yeah.
The pros and cons. I mean, like what of like what specifically?
Oh, like just people and the environment and things like that.
The pros is that LA is like the weather is amazing here. Like it's always sunny. It does rain a lot. There's a lot of places to go to. Like I mean, from food places, there's so many people you can meet here. Like once you get here. I mean, especially like you being very like you have like the drive for it. I'm like when you go to like restaurants and cafes, there's so many like you can meet so many great like people and friendships and build like connections in a good way. Yeah. And then the cons though is that you need to be careful like with like people you meet here because a lot of people can be very like they want to use you. They're fake. They're just like it's just like the wrong like group to get in, but. It's balanced though. It just depends on your intuition and how you feel. But yeah, I mean, it's the industry basically. Like where we are is like this is where everything's like everyone's here basically. So that's like the biggest. That's like the best thing about it.
I've been super scared and like just second guessing myself. Like I'm gonna cry and do all sorts of things.
No, I mean, yeah, it's very risky at first, but. Once you know what you're gonna do, you have like a plan. Yeah. And I feel like then you can execute on that plan. So don't second guess yourself. I feel like you're on the right path. Trust me, you're very right. Like you're on the right path.
I hope so. Like now, I'm just trying to I have like a couple of months to figure everything out, and I just hope I meet the right people and stuff, and I just kind of establish relationships here. So when I'm coming here, it's more like home. Than just like a strange place, right?
Yeah, that's very smart. Yeah, no, I mean, you'll be good. I mean, if your parents could help you out with the first like few months and stuff. Yeah. Like it's like how Gary said, how I don't know, he mentioned like those guys who like I think it was him or I don't know who. They're all roommates for like there's like 8 of them. They're all roommates. But they're all like grinding and doing their thing. So yeah. I mean, we'll see in like 2 months. I'm sure you're gonna be like. You're gonna have so many podcasts with like a lot of people. I'm like getting like excited. I'm excited for you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. So like you're the first friend I'll reach out to or whatever when we come here. And
of course, no, of course, yeah. Like that's what it's all about. It's like that's what all like like Rice Gum, how you mentioned, with like Twitch and stuff, like all the gamer people, they all like they get like gaming houses, and they all link up here, and that's how they build. They just grow. So
for sure. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate your time and how cool you were about everything. It's just been amazing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I'm sorry it's like 4:30 a.m. or like 5 or 6 right now.
It's it's about to be 6 now, but it's all good.
Okay.
Edit this tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Oh, not at all. I
send me the link through Instagram DM. Definitely send me the link.
Yeah, of course, I'll do that. And do your thing, like go all out, and whenever you need me, like just to hype you up, like you got this, like reach out and we can do a whole thing, right?
Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate
it. One time I was thinking about I need a phone because my phone's audio doesn't work. But as soon as I get a new phone, one way to collab we were thinking is like just to go live. And
oh my god,
like how we do podcasts, we would like just go live because live would get your audience, my audience, and also like the live audience. So Instagram promotes live to like a new audience, so you kind of get them as well. And then I was thinking maybe we could do that as well.
Yeah, especially because I feel like it's super fun because if we have each other, it's like and other people just joining, we can actually like react and talk about like things that they want to talk about through comments. So no, definitely. When you get the phone, hit me up. I'm down. Cool. And you can also do it with like the other guys you're talking to.
Yeah, we definitely planned all that out. Cool.
Yes.
So happy.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm gonna let you go now.
Oh, thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
See
Good
you
luck on the grind,
super
honestly.
quick. All right.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Bye. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
She wanna spend the night, but she can't spend the night. She wanna be my wife, but she can't be my wife. Yeah. She said she hate when I go. She want me to stay. Wish I didn't have to leave so soon. It's too late. I'm already on the first flight out to the door. My phone doesn't work.